got Brenda Liew here from Singapore. It's a great pleasure to have her talking with us this evening because she's a bit of an international superstar. She's traveling a lot. She's a very iconic salsa. Well, not traveling at the moment, sure. There's like lockdown period, but when the pandemic's not on, she's traveling a lot. She's highly sought after as an artist, and she's got a great skill set. She's very inspiring. So we're very fortunate to have her talking with us this evening. So massive thank you to Brenda for making time for everyone. Have you been to Australia before?
Yes, I have. The first time I competed in like the solo competition.
Oh, in Brisbane.
Yeah, in Brisbane. Wow, that
Cool.
was like 10 years ago? No,
Really,
no, no,
that
no.
long ago?
No. 7? 6?
I'm
You
not
know what?
sure.
I'm gonna tell you a fun fact about me. I do not have a timeline in my memory. So
Yeah.
meaning, if you ask me what happened in what year of my life, I'm unable to tell you. I do not know why. I've tried to make it happen, like try to remember, but I cannot tell you what year, what age. If you ask me
hmm
what age am I on which year, I cannot give you an answer. I have to literally count. I don't know why. So if you ask me
But
what
some
when was
people,
this,
some people, you can say, "Oh, where were you in Mexico?" And they say June 2011, and you're like, "How do you remember
yeah,
that?"
I cannot. I cannot. It's like so weird.
So you
I
came to
think because
Australia to
there is
compete.
no, yeah, yeah.
Okay, how did you go?
Sorry?
How did you go in the competition?
So I competed in two categories. One like group. The group was only two of us. For that one,
A
I
duet.
won. I came in second. Yeah, a duet. Yeah. And then for the solo, I came in first.
Nice,
So,
good one.
woo.
How long have you
So
been dancing for? Like dancing salsa?
salsa. Okay, wait. I've been dancing salsa since I was like 12. So I'm 14 years in.
14 years of salsa. Were you doing another dance style before that?
Yes, I did.
Well,
So I started dancing in school,
uh-huh.
in primary school. I don't know what you call that in other countries. That was like at the age of 12. What do you call it in other countries?
School, like I don't know. We have subjects in Australia, and then we just do dance for like one semester, but that's it. Like not much at all.
I mean, like it's not high school. Is it high school?
High school is after year six for us. So you have like secondary school, you might call it, or
Ah, okay,
senior
yes. So
school.
mine before secondary school. So probably before high
Okay.
school. I don't know. So I started dancing at the age of 7.5. No, 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 no. 8.5. 8. Around 8.
Yep.
I started
Okay.
dancing around 8. And I started dancing with it's like an extra activity in my primary school. And that was
Yep.
Chinese dance.
Oh,
Traditional
really?
Chinese
Like
dance.
traditional Chinese dance?
Yeah, we had
Wow.
because Singapore is a multiracial country, right? So we have like clubs and groups in from a young age in school of different races to celebrate the fact that we are a country of different races. So we had like
hmm
Chinese dance, we had Indian dance, we had Malay dance, and sometimes you even see like Chinese dancers doing Indian dance. And that was me. So I was doing Chinese dance, and then after I also did Indian dance for at least 3 years of my primary school. I did both.
Uh-huh.
Then I continued with Indian semi-classical Indian dance into my secondary school life. I was doing Indian dance for at least like 4 to 5 years. And then I decided that I wanted to go a little bit more commercial. I did
Yep.
hip hop. And in the same school, they had some salsa and bachata. And I was like exiting my hip hop
Wow.
class one day. I was like walking out and I was like, what is this? People doing bachata and they look so sexy. And then there was a salsa song. I'm like, why are there different kind of music? You guys look great and still, knowing how to dance to different songs without talking to each other. I don't
Hmm.
know if you guys have been in the same class, but you guys are just dancing, right? So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna sit and watch for like a while. And I
Yeah.
was sitting there and I was like, oh, like I wish I could dance like her, like her, like her. And then the next day I was in another salsa class, a bachata class, or something like that. So yeah, it's kind of like my little dance history.
So Singapore, like 10 years ago, had salsa classes and bachata classes on, but it was part of the same school that taught other styles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had like couple of schools like this that existed, but there are now definitely more focused schools on salsa and bachata only.
Okay. What do you
Yeah.
teach at your school now? Like, if it's not COVID period, what's your normal timetable look like?
It's very erratic, very. Some weeks it can be just 2 to 3 times. Some weeks it can be almost every day.
Okay.
You go based by projects, by performances. Like there can be different projects, like you want to do a video shoot with your team, or you guys are training for a new show. If it's
Yeah.
closer, there's more practices. If there's different congresses of different performance items, then of course more. So it's
Hmm.
it's very different. And then there are my classes going on as well. Sometimes, not for my teams, for public classes. Sometimes
Yeah.
there are more, sometimes there are less. It really goes by demand, by quarters of the year. Sometimes I do a project of like 20 to 30 girls. Then I give them
Yeah.
like a break, and then, I try to pull them back in again after 1 month of, letting them rest and letting them miss classes. I start a new
Hmm.
project, whatever keeps me going.
There's
Yeah.
I want to ask you, you mentioned earlier that you're competing and you're also performing a lot, and I know your girls, you have a lot of girls teams that are performing as well, but you're also like a massively passionate social dancer. So how do you find a balance between the competing and performing side as opposed to like the social dancing and just like the joy of actually dancing with someone?
Okay, so first I need to clarify. I used to compete very
Hmm.
little, but I believe in musicality, um, different styles of dancing, not just, you know, you know what I mean, right? Competition style. It's not for me. I like I said at the start of this conversation, music inspires me. And if you look at my Instagram, you look at my history of dances, all my songs are so different because every new song that I listen to can inspire me with moves in my head that is a complete different genre.
Hmm.
So number one, I don't really compete. Okay. People have asked me and I have entertained it, but it's not a passion to compete. My passion is teaching. So
Hmm.
how I juggle is difficult to juggle everything else. So the life of people like us, we try and juggle everything. It is difficult. I've had few burnouts in my dance journey where it really did scare me because for at least 2 to 3 months, I did not dance other than teaching.
Wow.
I'm serious. I'm serious because I'm a soloist. You got to understand that for a soloist, I am one womaning this show. I don't have a partner, you know? Yeah, I
Yeah.
do not have a partner who can tell me which direction to go when we're traveling. I got to be on alert all the time.
Hmm.
Um, you got to take care of yourself and everything that I said. At one period of time, I was doing everything by myself. And it just got to
Hmm.
the point where I was like, I'm done. I hate traveling. I hate dancing. I need a life, you know?
Okay.
So juggling it is not easy. You ask me how, I don't know how. I don't have the answer. You know, when things are busy,
Okay.
you're just on the go. Whatever is more important, you get it done first, you know? But at the end of the day, I'm somebody who's very much a believer of I do what I feel like doing. I have the privilege, I have the blessing to be my own boss. But for example, things like choreographing, right? If I have no
Mm,
inspiration to do it, I don't force myself to do it. I try it for
mm-hmm,
half an hour. I only had 2/8. I'm like, I'm done. It means that I'm not in the mood for it. It's not gonna give me anything good. I try the next
mm-hmm.
day, within half an hour, I completed it, you know?
Okay.
So I do what I feel like doing. Maybe this can be advice for you, you know? If you have a lot of things to do the important ones first, of course. But everything else, if you do have control over the timeline, do what you feel like doing first, you know? Can be anything, right? For me, it could be like, I'm not going to reply to anybody until I feel like replying. Because I know that my
Mm-hmm.
replies right now are being superficial.
Mm,
When you have so many people to reply to, you're just going to be like, oh, wow, you know, thank you, heart shape, you know, like, what else can you say when you have 30 people waiting for your replies, right?
yeah.
So do what you feel like doing if you've got control. If you don't feel like doing anything, don't do anything. You need a break.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a workaholic. I should give this advice to myself because I can't stop working. I'm trying. I
You
have to
can watch
force
the
myself.
interview back afterwards.
Yes, yes. So yeah, if you want to improve, you should be seeking for more techniques